Right now, we're going to have the Hiram Elementary School honorees lead us in the pledge.
Okay. Let's go, Hornets.
Come on up. All the way.
I told you it's hot.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Hornets. And before we get started, it's like all of you prayer people out there, say a prayer for all the people down in Jamaica. Hurricane Melissa is about to hit there with 185-mile-an-hour winds. You know, I survived Hurricane Andrew in 1992, and that was only about 105 miles an hour. So 185-mile-an-hour winds are going to do some serious damage and probably some loss of life down there. So you might want to keep those people in your prayers. And now, Principal Black.
How are you?
I think I'm good.
Right. Thank you so much for giving Hiram Elementary the opportunity to spotlight our amazing Hornets. This week, we are celebrating Red Ribbon Week with our theme, Life is a Puzzle, Solve It Drug-Free. Today was Twinning Day, in case you can't tell, as we worked to stick together to fight bullying and drugs. The students being recognized tonight are models of standing for what is right and sticking together as leaders of our school.
Our first Hornet from kindergarten consistently shows kindness, respect, and responsibility. They are a caring friend who helps others, follows classroom rules, and sets a positive example for her classmates every day. This student proudly represents our school with her helpful attitude and thoughtful action. Congratulations to Miss Amelia Vandover. From first grade, we have a student who is curious, kind, and eager to learn. They listen attentively during lessons, follows directions, and tries their best on every assignment. They treat classmates and teachers with respect, share and take turns, and helps create a positive classroom environment. Whether reading, writing, or solving math problems, this student shows persistence and a willingness to grow. Their enthusiasm for learning and friendly attitude makes Miss Juliana Jordan a joy to have in class. Congratulations. Our second grade student is a shining example of a good citizen in our school community. They are compassionate, kind, respectful, and responsible every day. They are always ready to help others in any way they can. This student takes great pride in our school and is a leader through their actions to help make our classroom and school a better place. The level of respect shown to their teachers as well as their peers goes above and beyond what is expected. They will never shy away from a new challenge and shows up each day with a smile. We are so proud to spotlight Zion Okio for showing what it truly means to be a good citizen.
From third grade, we have a student who is the definition of what it means to be a Hornet. They show up to school each day with a smile on their face. This student works hard and is a model student even when no one is looking. They actively implement Hiram's 3 Bs in and out of the classroom. Miss Maya Nathan is a joy to have in class and overall an amazing girl. Congratulations. Our fourth grade student shows outstanding character, dedication, and makes positive contributions to our school community. They consistently demonstrate kindness, leadership, and a strong sense of responsibility both inside and outside of the classroom. As a student, they maintain excellent academic performance, a respectful attitude towards teachers and peers, and a willingness to step up when needed. These qualities make Mr. Theodore Rivers a role model for other students and a deserving candidate for this spotlight. Congratulations.
I don't want to get hit by him.
Our student representing fifth grade consistently demonstrates the kind of maturity and compassion that inspires everyone around them. They maintain exceptional academic achievement, earning top grades across all subjects, while modeling perseverance and integrity in every task they undertake. As a member of our safety patrol, this student takes their responsibilities seriously, greeting others with respect, ensuring safety in the hallways, and helping our younger students feel secure as they are escorted to the class. This friend has the same 3 little kindergarten friends. They walk every single day. I don't think they would walk with anybody else. Beyond the academic and leadership accomplishments, this student stands out most for their kind heart and selfless nature. They are the first to lend a helping hand, including others, or offer words of encouragement. Their teacher and classmates describe them as someone who makes the world around them better. Mr. Marlon Telefero represents the best of what we hope to see in our young people. Congratulations to our Hornets.
All the parents, take a picture. And then after they take the picture, then all the parents can come up and take it.
You're good, you're good.
Okay.
Sit there thin first.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Okay, parents, stay right here. Parents, you come up. Y'all come to the middle, take the All right, thank you.
On behalf of the City Council, we would like to thank Mrs. Emily Black for... Oh, okay. Pause.
Do you want the rest of them in or just your baby? Okay, shift this. No. Yeah, I was saying you were standing in front of us, just shift.
Okay. We want to thank Emily Black, principal of Hiram Elementary, for the continued partnership, and also want to thank you for allowing us to continue the Read to Lead program. Would like to also thank Garnett Morris for taking on the month of September. We had Miss Hiram, Gia Smith, who took on the month of October. We have 1 slot left. If you are interested in being a guest reader, please contact one of your city council officials. Thank you.
We'd also like to thank the Museum of Flight out at the Paulding Airport. There's a certificate in the students' folder. Go out there and take a tour of the Museum of Flight out there. It's a very nice venue out there at the Paulding County Airport. Okay, thank you.
Parents, teachers, and students, if you want to stay, you are free to stay, but if you want to go get dinner and get ready for school tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you. They have like the best teachers at that school.
You're welcome. She is precious.
Look at the boots.
I know, the boots. Got to be a fashionista.
Oh, look at the
What's that?
Where do we see that?
I know.
Books?
It's the gentleman in the back row in the gray. He's coming.
Right.
Mr. Rivers, nice to meet you, sir. What position you play? O-line, D-line? Me too, I did 16 years of that.
Don't end up like him.
Good job, young
Smarter
man.
than that.
I like
That was nice.
I like
Big boy.
5th grade.
Fourth.
4th. It's even worse.
4th grade.
Right.
Wow.
Wrong one.
Okay, we have public participation on agenda items. We have Ms. Jennifer that's signed up for item number 10.
Good evening, City Council members. My name is Jennifer Elston. I am coming to you today as a board member of OFBA. So we do the advertising and marketing for Paulding County. And so I'm specifically speaking today about the hopefully third annual New Year's Eve party. And just to encourage you that it is worth hosting. OFBA is present. We are ready to help with advertising. With 64 days left until the new year, we still have plenty of time to get the word out. I think if we market it well, which OFBA can help, we can lend to improve participation. I do hear that that is one of the reasons why the council would consider not moving forward. Another reason is weather, and we can't control the weather. That is what it is. However, New Year's Eve celebrations happen every year across the world, rain, snow, or shine, and they are successful. So I don't feel like that should be a barrier to not have the celebration. And this has been offered for the last 2 years, so I think continuing to offer the event consistently may lead to greater participation. One of the things that I heard mentioned was just the return on value, and so I hope that the board considers investments of the residents of Paulding County, the real investment and the value. So offering something that is not offered anywhere else in the county is advantageous, and it also gives us an option besides going to Atlanta, because I don't want to go to Atlanta, but I would like to have something here to celebrate. So I'm not just here speaking on this behalf of the organization, but I'm also, as a mom and aunt and, of teenagers here in Paulding County who are always complaining that there's just nothing to do. Not only just this event, but I'm also encouraging the city council to put on more events throughout the year to give our residents something to do, something to look forward to, because we are a city that is progressive and growing and worth the investment for our kids, our young adults, our seniors, and that is all I have to say. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Joe.
Thank you.
Okay, old business. Discuss rental of city property.
I requested to discuss the rental of city property. There's for-profit organizations. So it doesn't state that in the agenda, but it is to discuss for-profit organizations, allowing them usage of our facilities and the grounds at Gray Mills Park until it is no longer available for usage while it's being developed. It states here that we have discussed it, but I looked over and I checked the videos. We were discussing extending time to allow non-for-profits usage of our city facilities, including the weekend. So we opened it up to the weekend. That was the last discussion. However, Tyrone Griffin, president of the Rosenwald and the Old Town Hiram Business Association, shared a request that we consider allowing for-profits, which would allow us to have more engagement with our community, and it also provides us a spotlight to increase tourism. So I'd like to discuss that with you all. So it's a discussion night. Are you guys interested in having a discussion about the value of bringing for-profit organizations usage?
What is your charge going to be for them to use it?
It wouldn't be my charge, but
Well-
we would discuss that.
Yeah, but I'm saying for that and also for the cost of our employees, that they're going to have to be there for cleanup and doing things.
So can we adopt the same mechanism that we have in place for non-for-profits, except we would change the price? It was a compromise. I didn't feel we should charge our non-for-profits that bring value. However, I always said for-profit organizations should be held, should be charged a fee. And since we compromised and it was a $250 fee, am I correct, Melissa? It's $250? It's $300. It was better than $500. So we stuck with $300. And so I would say, I don't know, what do you guys feel?
I just have a question, I'm sorry, before we get into that. So Melissa, and I know you mentioned this before, so I apologize for asking again, but some of the facilities are available for for-profits or no? Can you just remind me of which facilities?
So, city facilities as far as like Ben Hill, Strickland Park, Events Place, City Hall, any of those can be used by a for-profit once they get permission from the council and get a special event permit.
Okay.
Specifically for Gray's Mill, the decision was just nonprofits for community events.
Okay. So, Councilwoman Bridell, are you referring to just Gray's Mill or?
All facilities.
I honestly just wanted it for Gray's Mill,
Okay.
just to start off with that and see how that goes.
Okay.
When would the event place be taken off completely?
It already is
Okay.
for for-profits and other rentals besides the, are they cloggers, square dancers, that are using it until they can't.
Okay.
And then my next question, this may be for Jason. There's some concern about Gray's Mill and it being, I guess, safe. So is there something in reference to that we should be concerned about before opening it up?
Depending upon what the safety issue is, you know, and I'm not familiar with any particular safety issue. I've not had that discussion with anyone. Obviously, if there's known defects and hazards, yeah, those need to be addressed. There's also the possibility that anybody using that may execute a release of liability for things that may happen out there. That's a possibility. And there's, you know, the city is going to have certain immunities as long as we don't have known reported defects out there that we're not addressing. So if we have defects, we need to address those certainly before we open up to any use by the public.
Okay.
Michael, do you know of any?
Same thing, Michael.
Michael, do you know of anything at Gray's Mill that could be unsafe?
I am meeting with engineers next week to discuss the property. And we'll go over it and what it would take to open it up to the public for events.
Do we still have?
Look at it then.
Do we still have those cement bleachers that
Yes.
are? Those are.
They're still there. I mean, there are some work that would have to be done, but we're trying to nail out everything that needs done.
Okay.
To be able to make it safe.
Thank you.
I mean,
Thank you.
And until then, if we move forward with the for-profit usage of Gray's Mill, those bleachers are the same bleachers that are in the park when we rent them out to non-for-profits. There's nothing done to, same park. We had Red, White, and Boom at that park.
Yeah.
We have Juneteenth, and I've never heard of concern about dangers when we rent it out or when we have city-sponsored events. But since safety is a concern, we can tape off those areas until the engineers work and, just resolve that issue.
Well, just so we know, the ball field, the baseball field, has got some real dangers in it. And before that can even be used, the stobs have to come up out of the ground. The dugouts have got to be cleared. So we would have to, at the beginning, if we open it up, to limit it to just the top field where we do our events.
Exactly. The same mechanism that's used, the same process that is used for our city-sponsored events and the non-for-profit events would be carried over to non-for-profit usage. So now we got to discuss that price.
Do you have a list of for-profits that have requested to use that property?
Not at this point. No. But opening it up, we may have some interest.
And what's the cost for nonprofit? I'm sorry.
300, and we can adjust the 300, or we can leave it 300, but I would say 400.
Is that for the entire day, or what's the span, the time span?
I'm not sure. Melissa, is when it's for the day.
I think that, in addition to that, if we have to have police officers, public works out there, that all has to be factored in. That's in addition to the 300.
And just go with what the mayor said, a for-profit organization would have to supply their own law enforcement security. And it's based on the number of expected participants to be there, and they would have to hire them separately, and the city not provide that service.
But could they rent one of our?
They could rent one of our officers that wants to work a part-time job there, but.
So that's how the nonprofit events are
Correct.
handled. There's, in the special event permit paperwork, there's a request for officers. And then, of course, also if they want any public works services, they mark that on there as well. So then when I send that application out, folks see what they want, need, so I can get an amount. They don't typically ask for anything from Public Works. I would speak as far as our city-sponsored events. Understand we have our own police out there and Public Works and staff. So we are personally out there during those events. The nonprofits do sign a hold harmless, which is part of the special event permit application.
I think for-profits, since they are going to be, they're raising money, I think $500 would be better than $4 for the whole day.
That's what I was going to say.
And there should be an additional fee for having the cleanup by Public Works on top of that
Now,
fee.
I think that's a great idea. However, the non-for-profits, is there a cleaning fee, or are they expected to clean up? Because I volunteered to clean.
For themselves in the permit application.
And we could do that, I think that would be a great thing to carry over for the for-profits. Allow them clean, there'll be stipulations in the contract that would say you have to,
Like
a
Melissa
deposit.
said, you could always check, yes, we do need cleanup afterwards, which would require an additional fee.
Because, again, there's very minimal usage right now, so I have no clue what opening it up will do. So that would be something we'd have to monitor with Michael and Public Works to see if damage is occurring, if it's being trashed.
And I don't want to get too far in
A
the
lot of
weeds, but I'm just curious, is there a stipulation for like the garbage cans or porta potties?
They
things
have
like
to
that?
supply their own garbage cans, their own bathrooms. We don't supply lights either.
Okay.
It is basically that area.
Okay, thank you.
Now, obviously, if they have a day event, they don't need lights. But
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
500 sounds good. I'm okay.
So we're moving forward, 500 for-profits. Basically, it's just going to mimic the nonprofit
Exactly.
application.
Yeah. I agree with that.
I'm okay with that.
So do I.
And it's strictly
still
for
the-
Grace
Oh, and
Yeah, still have to get permission from the council, and of course, I wrote that, non-political
I was about
Yeah.
to say that.
Yeah, that's in the application.
application. Yeah.
And strictly for Grace Mill. Strictly for Grace
Yes.
Mill.
Okay, thank you. New business, discuss Hiram's Georgia Municipal Employees Benefit Systems, defined benefit retirement plan. Kathy?
Good evening, everyone. You received an email prior to the packets going out that included the drafted adoption agreement and the general addendum that had to be done. It has been typed up in the form of an ordinance. You were asked to review it, if you saw any questions or any changes that needed to be made. If I didn't receive anything, so they said that once this is adopted tonight as an addendum, it will go into effect November 1st. So employee payroll deductions will start being transferred over their 4% per the referendum that they voted on. Will be no longer Social Security, but will full-time eligible employees will go towards employee contributions. Part of this, they did request a cost study be done, just to give us an update, and I actually had printed copies, logged off my computer when I went to the copier to get them for you, of the cost study. They were not at the printer, so I didn't have time to log back into my computer. But just to give you an idea of where we're at, our cost study had already, not the cost study, but the estimate for our increase based off of salaries for this upcoming current year went up to from like $7,000 a month to $8,000 and some odd dollars. The cost with the referendum changing it to the 3.6 multiplier, we have an increase from the, I'm sorry, had it all ready for you on a piece of copy. Trying to pull out the one that I had marked up. So it went from the $7,046.67 up to $87,49.25. But taking in consideration what we have to have added into it for the past coverage that we've not been paying into, that additional cost is per year $272,933, which makes it a total increase per month of up to $32,257.33 is the total that will be due each month. Now, one of the things that I would like to point out to you is that the calculations per quarter that we would have moving the 6.2 contribution of the city paid Social Security for eligible employees, and then the 4% for employees per quarter, it brings us in approximately $79,888.37. The core by quarter amount that is currently budgeted in our budget, that would be $32,750, which totals, the amount totals to, by quarter, would be $112,638.37. The amount that they've given us of our increase per quarter is only $96,772 that we would be paying. So you would divide that out by 3 months, so our monthly would be $32,257.23. So just calculating it by the quarter, that will be bringing more money into the contributions than we're actually having to still pay out. So we will still have a difference that we're banking for the future. So I did have a spreadsheet for you to print out and everything, but I didn't. It disappeared. So if somebody sees it laying around on a printer, it may be in PD because I seem to print a lot of things over on the PD side lately. But anyway, but right now the cost is covered. We'll be starting those deductions. The first payroll is November 14th in November, and that's when everything will start being funded back to the employee portion and the employer portion of Social Security back towards the retirement.
Any questions?
Okay.
Thank you, Kathy.
All right, and we're requesting the vote later on in the meeting, so thank you.
Now.
Now.
May I have a motion on item number 4?
I'll make a motion to adopt ordinance 2025-17, Hiram's Georgia Municipal Employees Benefit System, GMEBS, Defined Benefits Retirement Plan.
I'll second. Sorry.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor? Opposed? Thank you. Motion passes.
Woo! Sorry.
Settle down, settle down.
Thank you.
Discuss the annexation of 4.25 acres into the city of Hiram. The property is located at 3446 Nebo Road, parcel 1 ID number 217.1.2.023.0000, land lot 1097, District 2, Section 3, for the purpose of rezoning property from R2 to B2. Cliff.
Mr. Mayor and Council, all the appropriate Paulding County officers have been notified of this request. We haven't received any objections or any questions about it. I have not received any official objections or questions about it. And Mr. Moody is here if anyone would like any. I've invited him if anyone would have any questions for him.
I do. I have a question. Thank you, Mr. Moody, for being here, and thank you for considering Hiram. My only question, why don't you request the rezoning in Paulding County? Why are you asking to be annexed and then to rezone here?
The reason I was asking to zone here was because it was going to be for a packaged spirit store. Of course, the county wasn't allowing those. That's why I
Okay,
was trying
that
to
makes
annex.
sense.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. That's the only question.
Any other questions?
I'm good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Discuss the selection of the contractor for Gray's Mill Sewer Project. Cliff?
No, I can't.
Hope you were going to say Michael. We received 8 bids for the sewer contract, and as you see it in your packet, we selected the lowest bid, was Edson Underground, but they did not have a complete bid package. So that disqualified their bid. And our next bid went to Wade Coots, City of Hiram business, who is the next in line. We have spoken with them, and they are willing to get the job done and get the job started with an adjusted payment schedule.
Okay. Questions?
Needs to get done, started,
We
and
are.
over with.
We have all the paperwork ready, permits and everything with the county. Everything's ready. All we need to do is on the last piece of paper is put the name of the contractor that we're going to use, give it to the county, and the county will give us the 100% go ahead. Everything else is done except selecting the contractor.
So after the vote, or if we are in consensus, when would the start date be? How soon can we get it done?
I'll have that by next Wednesday, next Tuesday. I'll have that answer by next Tuesday.
Awesome.
So when because they'll have to work us into their schedule, and I'll have that. And again, we're getting into the inclement weather, so I will definitely, I'll have that for you by the next
awesome.
meeting.
Well, yeah.
Before then.
So while we're on this topic, when can we start providing design elements? I think the last time we did design elements was like 2 years ago, and I'm not sure if everybody's still on the same page. I don't know if you guys provided any ideas for the design elements. Were you part of that? No?
Any more questions about the sewer? Any more questions about the sewer?
No, I mentioned earlier I'm meeting with the engineers next week to look at the park, but that's also who we already have a PO for to finish the initial master plan for the park. So with that will be some meetings and an overall concept. And then from there, we can work on whatever infrastructure we need to do to open it up more permanently before everything is built out. But more information on that will come later. But basically, we've already started the PO. I think I wasn't here, obviously, but parts of it has been done, parts of the process, and this would just finish it up.
So I just want to be clear. So
Yeah.
council will be invited to provide ideas for the design element,
There's-
so you could have that information when you meet with
There's a
engineers.
whole list of things that need to be done. That's in there. They've only completed a small portion of the master plan, so there's still more meetings, final designs.
What are they using for the master plan if we haven't provided our input?
The suggestions, previous
Yeah.
suggestions.
Gotcha.
Previous suggestions. We have-
Okay.
We have the layouts.
Can we review that before you submit
Yeah, 'cause
those
we
to the
have,
engineers?
What do we have, maybe 6 different
Yeah.
versions of maps and things that have been ideas for the park. So it all kind of start there, but nothing's final. Obviously, the master plan itself is a full process.
The council will have the opportunity to
Yes.
give their input.
The
into
council, the
Yeah.
community, town halls,
That was the question.
yeah, all sorts of different means to come up with the final concept.
Awesome, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, gentlemen. Deputy Chief, discuss the surplus of two 40-millimeter less lethal launchers and 40-millimeter less lethal ammunition.
Yes, sir. Good evening, everyone. We purchased these 40-millimeter less lethal options probably 4 or 5 years ago. They've been doing really great at collecting dust in the armory because we have such a great community. We don't need this. We're just requesting to sell these and get rid of them out of our inventory because we have to hold them accountable. We have to show that they're there every year through our certification and audits. So we're not using them. It's a piece of equipment sitting there. We just want to get it off our inventory, sell it to the highest bidder, and reuse that money for other stuff.
Any questions?
You don't think you may need it in the future?
No.
No? Okay.
Hiram's amazing. We don't need that stuff.
What other non-lethal options do our police have?
So we're in need of more tasers, so the sale of this will not come close to covering that cost, but with the council approving us additional officers last year, 8 positions you guys approved, we need more equipment for our people. So we use tasers, we have aspatons, we have OC spray, and we have basically rubber bullets that shoot out of shotguns, less lethal ammunition for that. So it'll go to help on the cost of something else that we need to outfit the rest of the people.
Any other questions? Thank you, Chief. Discuss 2026 council meeting calendar. Melissa?
So you have the draft in your packet. Just need your input if you like it as is, or if you'd like to change any of the dates. I try my best to put the notes down at the bottom so you understand the reasoning if one was different than the typical of first and last Tuesdays. So I tried to avoid as much as I could as well. And also included is the retreat and the budget work session, hoping that that will help planning wise. I just found the page and lost it. So just need your feedback. Oh yeah, don't forget Jackie's vacation. It also Jackie's vacation. She didn't want to miss the retreat, so.
When you're saying that spring break is 4/6 to 4/10, that would interfere with your April 7th.
I don't have a meeting on April 7th. It's on April 14th.
14th. Oh, you moved it, that's right.
Yes.
Sorry.
That's one of the ones I moved. And obviously, we don't have to, and we can leave it on the 7th, but I think we've tried to avoid that before.
Yeah, it doesn't conflict with the Paulton School calendar. That's perfect. Thank you.
Try.
Thank you.
Trying to avoid teleconferences too, if we can. But are you good with the retreat dates, budget work session? I mean, obviously, it's not concrete, but if you can plan your year the best.
Helps.
Looks good to me.
Very helpful.
And then once these dates are set, I can get back in contact with Vauxhall about, hey, we've set the dates now, so let's get serious about activities and food. And when Tiffany and I met out there, we were very happy with the food last year. We were like, just copy that. But we would like to add in some team building activities, so hopefully we can do that so a little bit longer. So it's more full 2 days than a day and a half. So prepare now. PTO sheets, Mr. Battle. But, yeah, that's it.
That's good. Thank you.
Again, I can't do it. Discuss alcohol ordinance amendments, Melissa.
This is where I'm gonna open it up to you guys. When it comes to the BYOB portion, there are questions to be answered so we can draft that ordinance. And I say we because it's a collaborative of staff and Jason. You need to determine, is it, you want it open to everyone? Do you want it open to certain establishments? Do you want a licensing requirement? What are your rules? So there's a lot more than just let's turn the button on for BYOB. So we need guidance on exactly what you're looking to do and allow. And then the mayor also mentioned a couple of ordinance amendments he would like to discuss on top of that, which are the patio ordinance and the margaritas to go. So that will be after we talk about the BYOB.
Let me add on the BYOB side. My limited understanding is that the idea came from a craft-type business that was wanting to allow its participants to consume alcohol on the premises. As I see it, that's one end of the spectrum. That's a very limited allowance. Powder Springs has, and I emailed this to y'all, Powder Springs has what they call an art shop license. And if you have a shop which engages in some sort of craft, arts, painting, that kind of thing, then people can bring their own beer and wine, not liquor, all right, but beer and wine only, to that particular establishment to consume it on the premises while they're engaging in whatever craft activity that is. The other end of the spectrum is complete BYOB to any place as long as the owner consents to it. That has a lot of pros and cons to it. It has pros and cons from the public perspective, from the business perspective of those businesses that have already acquired their alcohol licenses and have trained employees who determine when enough is enough in terms of the people consuming alcohol there. There's just a lot of issues that can be raised, but it's up for y'all to decide on what you want to do.
Did you look at the city of Dallas's ordinance?
Yes, Dallas has a BYOB as long as the owner of the establishment allows it. So, you know, one of the, just thinking about pros and cons. One of the things is one of the pros is nobody really has to think much about which place they want to go drink as long as the owner of the place allows it. One of the cons is that you have businesses like restaurants and such who have set up their systems to comply with your existing ordinances, and they've spent money on that. They've trained servers on that. They're checking IDs on that, and they are in compliance with both city and state law on that. Now you're potentially transitioning to a system where anybody and their brother can just allow alcohol, and you've got these sophisticated businesses who feel a little bit put out by all the efforts they went through to do it. I would be concerned about opening restaurants up to, you know, it's a very complicated issue. It's a lot more difficult than, because all these ordinances we have on the alcohol side, they all interrelate with one another as to who can pour, what kind of alcohol it is. Obviously, you have to be over 21. What type of certifications you have to servers. When the establishment says, hey, you can't have any more, whose liability is it when your patrons drink too much and you allow it to happen? Well, we know in places that have alcohol licenses, there's a thing called dram shop liability, where if they knowingly allow somebody to overconsume and that person has an accident, then that restaurant may have liability to those people that perhaps were unfortunately injured in an accident later occurring. Whether or not a property owner who simply allows it has liability is a different matter altogether, because I don't think that's covered by dram shop liability.
Jason?
Yes, ma'am.
So if you have a BYOB and there is a 20-year-old who may look 22, the owner has the right to card that person?
Yes. Depends how you draft up the ordinance.
That would be where your licensing requirements come in. So without a licensing requirement, and you just say you're allowed to do that,
There would not appear on its face to allow the owner to demand presentation of an ID unless you have an ordinance that allows that. Now, the owner of the establishment could tell you to leave if you don't present your driver's license, because they own the place. It's all...
Okay, this may be a little far-fetched, but if this passes with the council and you open it up, if you, like the cigar shop, would they be allowed now to BYOB?
Possibly, yes.
If we,
I'm sorry. They never pursued it.
They have the authorization to do that, but they've never moved forward.
Okay. So would that maybe allow them then BYOB?
Well, we're talking about arts and crafts here.
Yeah, the arts and crafts, I can get my hands around real easily.
Right,
That's
but
very
it's-
understandable. It's when you start going into the areas that are regulated by the state, frankly, it sounds to me like a potential nightmare.
I think creating an ordinance for a specialty shop like that, like you said, arts and crafts,
You have to be very specific about it.
but not
Yeah.
opening it up.
Yeah.
Because it's going to hurt our businesses, it'll hurt the
We've got,
business as well.
just to give you a flavor for how specific, as the mayor indicated, Powder Springs says, an art shop means a retail establishment, all right, you got, sell stuff, devoted exclusively to providing art education that is limited to instruction in painting, sculpture, and other arts and crafts, or to selling and displaying portraits, paintings, sculptures, art supplies, and similar artworks and crafts. And then, of course, it says, we're not going to allow anybody to fall in this exception if they offer adult entertainment. I'll let your minds wander on how we can combine art and alcohol and adult entertainment. It's probably not a good idea.
One of the owners here, so I think she can explain a little bit more, because I think it's not necessarily arts and craft that you're trying to open up, is it? You'll be able.
It's not, the way Powder Springs has it worded, because we did look into Powder Springs and we could have gone into Powder Springs, but when you say arts and crafts, I think in their ordinance, I can't speak for what they were thinking, that includes, it gives you a broader spectrum. Like, it can include, like, we had pumpkin painting. We paint canvases primarily, but if for the Halloween season, we have the kids painting pumpkins, so it's all encompassing. When you say arts and crafts, that would include the canvases. And then if we do signs or, like I said, pumpkin painting and like that. But what he said was true, that you will have to be specific, because there are places in Metro Atlanta that have people come in adult entertainment where someone is posing and they're painting bodies. So arts and crafts would encompass what we do have at Wild Painting Party.
Yeah, the Powder Springs specifically goes on to say, an art shop shall not allow activities that would cause the retail establishment to be an adult entertainment establishment. So that-
Yeah, Jason mentioned the retail piece of it. Are you actually selling something at?
We sell the canvases.
The canvas,
When you
okay.
when you purchase at Wild Painting Party, you're purchasing an event where you are painting an image, and it's artist-led or instructions are given.
Okay.
So we're selling the canvas and the experience.
Gotcha.
So you sell the experience, and a part of that experience is the canvas.
And the paint.
And we could strike the word retail.
Okay.
You strike the word retail, and we've got this other catchphrase, and other arts and crafts. That's pretty broad. That covered pumpkins.
Yeah.
And then, as far as the licensing, can't we just follow the rules that are currently in place for restaurants?
They're a lot more intensive. You gotta start having kitchens and
Oh.
seating capacities, and
Licensing,
things like that.
state license, all that.
And
This-
the idea behind BYOB too is they probably don't want that full alcohol
Right.
license like a restaurant would have.
Because it
They
will,
want to allow people to bring it in.
Right.
but it will be strictly beer and wine, not hard liquor.
That's up to you all, but I'd recommend that. I don't think that you wanna have distilled spirits brought in, BYOB.
Was your idea to include liquor or just beer and wine?
Currently, being in the city of Dallas, our guests can bring distilled liquor, but because of our demographic, I can count 3 times where guests have brought in liquor. And it's not an issue because you're only there for an hour and a half to 2.5 hours. So it's not a place where you can sit back and drink because we're not allowed. You're painting, and you don't allow people to come in and sit. You have to paint.
I appreciate what she's saying. It's not an issue till it is an issue.
Yes.
I
Well,
would
no,
not-
it's just that if any more of them come in, that you have some limitation.
Well, I was going to say, I went to your website, and when they're allowing in Dallas the beer and wine, it's for a prepaid event.
Right.
So, and if I'm correct, most of them said 24 participants,
Right, that's our,
your target.
right.
Okay, so I made a list of the things that I think needs to be in it, and licensing was definitely one. It can be a minimal licensing, but they have to abide by not only this portion of the ordinance, but all the rest of the alcohol ordinances. You know, identifying who's drinking, ages, and so forth. I definitely believe beer and wine only, no liquor. And we limit the amount of alcohol the amount of beer and wine they can bring in with them per attendee. So that they don't come in with more than they really need to get through an hour and a half. With the licensing and, one thing that I saw in somebody's that when they bring their beer or wine to the event, it has to stay on the table.
Why?
What, yeah, what's the purpose?
If they're putting under the table, they may be pulling out another fresh bottle that you don't know is in there. So that the owners can monitor how much is being consumed.
From a paint and sip perspective, and I've been to many across several states, that's a very hard item to monitor. Because when we have ladies' nights or birthday events, so people have brought spreads. And so it's hard to monitor when you get, let's say you get 24 individuals in there. It's going to be hard to monitor how much one person may bring in, because they usually will bring in their,
Coolers.
their food and beverages
Yes.
coolers.
Mhm.
We haven't had an issue with people, I know it's not an issue until it's an issue.
Yeah.
But, that's a hard thing to monitor.
Yeah. In one of the ordinances that I read, not from the state of Georgia, was they limited theirs to 1.5 liter bottle of wine, one per attendee, and then 36 ounces of beer per attendee. And that's what they can bring in with them. So if they've got a party of 8, that would be 8 bottles of wine. So,
In theory, it's good, it sounds good, but it's still, in practical terms, that's hard to monitor.
yeah, and that's the part we have a problem with, is we can't be practical in the operation of a business. We have to look at what are our liabilities.
Absolutely.
And that's why I was looking at this one, is because it does limit the amount of alcohol that will be at any one table.
You know, I understand the concern, and we want to keep our folks safe. When we have our city-sponsored events and we have open container, nobody's doing all those regulations. We're not restricting our downtown merchants with how much they can sell, and they're not being regulated.
No, it's because they have to follow the other portions of the state law on serving alcohol.
How do you, but you have people coming in and out of one of our restaurants here during our sponsored events where you can have open container.
In a maximum sized cup.
Right, that's marketed. And that individual could keep on going back and getting a refill, a refill, a refill, a refill. So if safety is an issue, I just think that's a harsh very restrictive.
But our police monitor.
No,
That puts it on the server.
it's up to the server to monitor how much the person is drinking. Okay? So if a person comes back and they've, on their 8th or 9th cup, they can be shut off. They have a state
And
liquor
there's a whole
license.
server
And-
requirement. They won't have.
And they're not serving, so they won't have that requirement to monitor it. They have, the only thing they have to do is monitor how much is being brought in by the group.
But I think, what you're saying, in theory, that sounds good, a server at an event that, it's open and they may be serving 200 people. It's hard to remember who you serve. I mean, just
Right.
being an educator and you work the football game, I can't remember who's coming through the gates. Let's just be real. So I see what she's saying. In theory, it sounds good, but in practical terms, we go back to the same thing. That's hard to monitor in an outdoor event that your city sponsors.
It's hard to do it with that type of closeness. It's even harder to do it in a different situation at a arts and crafts. I mean, it is.
One of the things that I've seen is that you have a regulatory framework in place. Yes, it is hard to enforce, but when there's a problem, you're kind of looking at it after the fact. And if business owners have chosen not to take the time to regulate what their patrons are consuming, and it violates an ordinance, then they're potentially going to have their alcohol license suspended or revoked. So it's in their best interest to police it as best they can for the risk of getting state charges and getting your alcohol license revoked.
Any other questions?
I do. The kid just called. Yes, I do, Mayor. I'm sorry, just threw me off. How many years have you been in business in Dallas with the BYOB?
This 1.5.
Have you ever had any issues with overconsumption?
No.
Did you have any type of system to regulate bottles and what's inside everybody's cup, or who's coming in with anything, and did not have any issues?
No issues.
For a year and a half?
Are coming to paint and not drink.
Mm-hmm.
Like if they were going to Taco Mac, they're probably going to drink. But when you come to our painting party, you're coming to paint.
I attended the grand opening and had my sip, had my wine, painted with the instructor, and left within that hour because you have time slots for different customers. So they can't just loiter, hang out, continue to drink. I just don't feel it should be as restrictive as what's being proposed.
And I think I'm the only one, but I don't think it should be restricted to beer and wine either.
I don't either. I don't either. You have a certain base of customers that are coming in. These are not people that just want to get wasted. They won't go to your establishment to get wasted and try to consume as much as they can within that hour while
With
they're
their
trying
own
to pay.
alcohol.
Right. So I've been to BYOBs in Atlanta. I would rather have something here central for our folks that don't have to go to BYB, a painting events with their friends. They're safer here within the limits of their homes. I think that's great to have here, and I don't think it should be as restrictive. And I'm,
We're 2 doors down from Dallas Liquor, but our patrons don't go to Dallas Liquor to buy anything, even though the owner of Dallas Liquor says, put these cards in here and I'll give them a 5% discount. They don't buy it because they're not coming.
Right.
Well, I can also say it's probably a lot harder for them to bring a whole bottle, not consume the entire bottle, and then put it in their car and have an open container.
Which would be real bad.
So, it's just kind of setting them up for failure.
Well, it's been working. It's been successful a year and a half. Thank you for considering Hiram to bring that for our citizens. We need something out here.
Mr. Mayor, if I can recap what I've heard tonight?
Yes.
So what I've heard is there appears to be an interest in doing an art shop license. And kind of model it on what Powder Springs has done. Probably remove that little retail word from it. But there's a difference of opinion as to whether or not it should be beer and wine only, or beer, wine, and distilled spirits. And there is a difference of opinion on whether or not the alcohol should be on a table. And there's also a difference of opinion on whether or not quantity should be restricted. So given those variables, that's something that y'all probably need to discuss. I don't know what to put in an ordinance at this point in time because of the difference of opinions. It may be something that y'all want to think and discuss and move it to the next work session, or think and discuss before Wednesday. But I don't know what to put in the ordinance at this time, given the differences of opinion.
So I don't want to run a timeline because I know we lost them last time you guys approached our city to bring this to our city, and we lost that opportunity. Dallas was very fortunate to have you guys. Now that you're coming back, is there any way that we could not expedite it? We don't want to shoot through anything, but this is on the calendar, October 7th, requested. We're here. I don't know if anybody's minds are going to change. Could we not come to consensus today during a discussion night?
Yeah.
Like, what is it that like, we're here now? Okay. So what's,
one at a
where do
time.
you want to start?
Right.
That's, where do y'all want to start?
Okay, so I guess, do we do this as like a vote? Hey,
We're not-
for each topic?
We're not voting tonight.
Okay.
No
We
vote.
can't,
See if you
okay.
can
All right.
agree on something.
The first question is beer and wine only, or all three?
I say all three.
I'm saying all three.
I'd say beer and wine.
I say beer and wine.
Derek,
you're the breaking.
I say all three.
Okay, check,
Okay.
next.
All right. Quantity limitation.
I don't think people are bringing book bags filled with alcohol. I don't think there needs to be a restriction.
I mean, I think it's good to have some type of, I know they're not bringing a lot like that, but it's still good to have maybe some type of
Have it on the books.
something.
A 6-pack for an hour and a half.
That'll put you into about the 20 range. And by 20, I mean a .20.
Legally.
Almost 3 times legal limit.
So you're looking at a 6-pack of beer.
2 beers in the 30 minutes will put you over .08.
Yeah, but they're not in there drinking. That's what you think. They're not in there drinking like they're in there painting.
How do we know that? I mean,
Well, there has to be personal responsibility. I mean, we can't. we don't know, but they're gonna have to be responsible.
I'll tell you right now, if we don't put a limit on it, I'm gonna vote against it.
I got you, I mean, that's your option, but I'm just saying, we're not getting too, we don't want to be too intrusive as far as government. We don't want to stick our hands too far in it. And I'm with you, I understand it needs to be something, but we don't want to get too intrusive.
I mean, we see for a year and a half, there were no regulations in place or monitoring of that, and they have been successful with no incidents. Any police reports? No. Okay,
I think they do good, but what happens if we get more?
That's right.
And then we don't have any regulations on it?
These folks may be a very responsible group of proprietors doing their job. When the next group that comes in and wants to do it, they could care less, and it becomes a bring your own booze party.
So could we revisit that if that time comes, cross that bridge when it comes, and amend the ordinance to reflect that need?
I don't think there's anything wrong with saying a 6-pack of beer. I don't know all the quantities.
I don't drink beer, so I can't do it.
Right. 1 bottle of alcohol, 1 bottle of wine. I don't, just.
I guess I'm looking at it they're very responsible, but I'm looking at, we may not want to go and start this type of business, and they're letting you bring your own alcohol, and you can bring all 3 in. And like Bob said, if there's stipulations already set down and there's an ordinance, it's already there, you're not coming back and going, well, now we have to do this, then it reflects back on what she has to change.
I don't know, Creekside Golf Course, you could get in a golf cart and have all the liquor you want in a back, in a cooler. I think, yeah, but it's not even regulated.
Jason, can you give me?
No, it's not. I've been to Creekside for my golf lessons.
Can you give me an idea
I've been there.
When you say quantities, like, what would that look like?
Well, let's ask this, she knows what do they normally bring the 6-pack in when they come?
You're not good with that? Okay, sorry, me either. I'm gonna Google it.
Beer, they may do like a craft.
But it's not normally a whole 6-pack.
No,
Right.
we don't have that.
A 40 ounce?
Sorry. The 6-pack. I mean, but they don't, because it's typically, with the ladies especially, bottle of wine, enough wine for if one person is hosting, enough wine for, the group. So they may have, each person may have a cup of wine, and that's it. The only thing about, when you think about a paint and sip, you may have one person hosting, so that one person may be responsible for bringing all the food and all the beverages. So if you say 1 bottle of wine per person, then what if I have decided to host an event? I might have 6 bottles of wine because I'm the host, and my guests are not required to bring anything because I'm hosting. So that's why I said there are some gray waters there. You know, if you put that in the ordinance, then you're gonna have to say.
And my thing was per attendee.
They don't have to bring it in.
They don't have to be the one bringing it in, but if you're hosting a group of 6 or 8 people, then you can have, in my scenario, you can have 6 to 8 bottles of wine.
Right, okay, so that's a little bit clearer.
That's why I said per attendee.
You just can't have mixed drinks. So if I wanted some vodka and this or Long Island iced tea, I couldn't make all that because I could only bring one. So you have to get, yeah.
I think that's a good per attendee, like you were saying.
Yeah, put it per attendee, and then if somebody's the host that's responsible for it, that host knows, I've got 6 people coming, I can't bring more than 6 bottles of wine.
What if we got 24 people coming, it's 24 bottles.
I'd hate to be bringing it in.
The numbers that I've heard so far are from Bob, 1.5 liter of wine, and 36 ounces of beer per attendee.
Per attendee.
All right, you've not mentioned anything about distilled spirits. I don't know how you want to quantify that.
6-pack, 30-some ounces.
That's why I didn't want it distilled spirits.
Sure. You could say one,
Three 12-ounce beers.
I don't know what distilled spirits come in.
Yeah.
We know somebody up there that does.
750 milliliters? Is that a normal amount?
Yeah, it's 1.5 liters.
Okay.
It's 1.5 liters.
What is the average size that you see your customers bring in on the size bottles? Let's say that it was Maker's Mark. Do you see them bringing in a 25-ounce bottle, or do you see them bringing in a 3.4-ounce, 6.8-ounce? What is the average, bottle that you see coming into your shop?
We don't have them bringing, liquor like that. Like I said, I can only think of 3 people that have ever brought liquor.
So the majority is wine and beer?
Wine or non-alcoholic beverages.
The only reason why I asked is because if you look onto the website, there's different sizes, and like you said, if you're wanting to include all 3, and you're looking at limiting, you can limit by the size because they have the miniature, the quarter pint, half pint, pint. If you want to be more specific, you can look at those different sizes and then limit it to those sizes since you're already doing it with beer and wine. Just throwing that out there.
Thank you, Mariana.
Just suggestions. Would you choose
Thank you.
to do the information? Is up to you.
Appreciate your feedback. I would say a pint would be mine.
I'll go say half a pint. I'm talking somebody that doesn't drink. What's gonna happen?
Okay, I'm fine with the pint. I don't, we got 3 more checklists to go over, so we're good with the pint?
You got 2 for pint. Silence on the other 3. I got a
pint
half
will be
there.
fine.
Okay, we got the 3. All right.
And you can bring in
And the only thing
pre-mixed margarita.
that I would like to
There you
add
go. That's a,
is that's not 1 bottle of wine, 36 ounces of beer, and a pint of
I was wondering
alcohol
about that.
for the same individual.
And also, I looked it up, for a pint of liquor, it contains about 10.5 to 11 shots each. So each pint.
That's why I said a half a
I
pint.
said I know it sounds small, but 10.5 to 11 shots each.
Why not go with the airplane bottles? That way you can limit it to 2 bottles, and then that solves the whole problem. That's 2 drinks. That's 2 shots.
What's the airplane bottle?
Little bottles that serve on airplanes.
Oh. That's exactly what it is. What it means.
Got it. I see what you're saying.
all right, so I think we got the 3 for the 1 pint. Did we get the 3?
Not a pint.
We just voted 3 people just said a pint.
I said a pint.
I said a pint, and we said 3. We did say.
I heard 2.
Oh.
Pints.
Okay.
But she just told you what's in a pint. That's a
I
lot
heard
of alcohol.
2 people said a pint, 1 person said a half pint.
Yeah,
I'll
nobody.
go with the half.
I could go with the half pint.
I don't think anybody would drink that much in an hour.
No, shouldn't.
That way they don't have to have an open container going back.
That's right.
If it's a half pint.
Yeah.
Let's go with the half.
Okay.
It's not like they have a lot of people coming in with half, but we're
Right.
speaking about others that might want to open it.
So it's
at the same
1
time.
half a pint per person? Is that what you're?
Yeah.
Per attendee?
Per attendee.
And they've got to choose
Which
which
one
of
of
the
the
3
three
alcohol types they're going to bring. They can't bring all 3.
Oh, yeah, that's right, absolutely. Walking around like, what's about it?
Oh, I'm out of wine, I'm going to the shots.
And you're good, and that makes sense. Because, I mean, obviously, that's important too, that it makes sense. Sorry, I'm.
It does make sense. I know that's the practicality, but yeah, it makes sense.
Don't talk yourself out of it.
Yeah.
Why don't you bring 12 bottles of wine, 4 people drink, then 4 people's gonna consume the 12 bottles of wine, it's the same. If they brought 2 bottles, then the other 4 people didn't bring any.
Just because you own a liquor store, let's not get technical.
Well, I think in an hour and a half to 2 hours, if 4 people are drinking the 8 bottles of wine, they may not be walking out too well.
But I'm just saying, there's no difference between them drinking
That-
2 bottles of one of someone else's, or if they brought 2 of their own.
Yeah.
So limiting
Yeah, we
the amount
can't-
that each person brings, they can still drink someone else's.
Yeah, and we can't stop that.
Yeah.
But,
That's back to being a responsible person.
Do we want to put an obligation upon the business owner to prohibit the consumption of alcohol for anybody who's noticeably intoxicated? That does put a bunch of liability on the business owner.
Well, that, and it also has to be 21 and over to conform with state law.
Okay. Okay. I think I've got what I need. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Okay. Discuss the New Year's Eve block party event.
Look at us
Kathy?
working together as a team.
Good evening. We're here to discuss the continuation or the discontinuation of hosting the New Year's Eve event that occurs on December 31st this year. It will be on a Wednesday evening. I pretty much have emailed out my thoughts. Now it's your opportunity to tell us your thoughts and how you'd like to proceed on this. If you have any questions, I hopefully can answer all of them because I brought just about everything I had on my desk.
Have any more vendors responded or only the 2?
I only have one actual vendor. I've had several. I've re-emailed every food truck that's coming to the tree lighting that has said originally, because when we sent out the sponsorships and when we sent out the vendor apps, we sent it out for both events at the same time because they're so close together. Most of them just checked both, so I wanted to confirm. Only one actual vendor has participated, and it's the Light for Hearts that does those heart balloons. They're the only ones that are said they would be out pending weather for the New Year's Eve event. Food trucks, they confirmed. I've got probably maybe about 10, but it's not food trucks. It's more or less the individuals that set up, the different kind of pastries and stuff like that. Food truck wise, probably 2 to 3 confirmed so far of that. The actual advertisements and stuff, I know that was mentioned earlier. Last year, OFPA did help us with the advertisements. It was in the movie theaters, it was on the billboards, but it still did not drive the attendance up like it should have for a New Year's Eve event, especially when we had such great weather except for the cold. It was just a clear night, but it was just cold.
And after the first set of fireworks, the majority of the people left.
Correct. The first year we did it, we started at 7 and we did the fireworks at 8.
down here.
And we did down here downtown. And we did the fireworks at 8 and then the fireworks at midnight. We noticed that night, a lot of people were in the parking lot, and by 8:30 it was cleared out.
Right.
We probably had less than 50 people in the parking lot, not
At
counting
midnight.
employees. We had a few more show up right before the midnight fireworks, but it was probably like maybe 10 to 15 at the most, and I think they were just people that just were coming by to see what was going on. Last year, because we moved it to Gray's Mill, I think the attendance was pretty much the same as what we had the first year, except for the exception of a few that followed the band that showed up. But I don't even think they actually stayed for the whole fireworks. They pretty much left after the band stopped performing. So all in all, I mean, attendance-wise, when you look at our Christmas tree lighting event, which is our biggest event, we can actually clearly say we have close to 3,000 people that come through the city on that night. Especially last year was probably one of the largest one we've had in years. Parking is filled. We never filled any of the parking lot. We didn't even fill the parking lot at Gray's Mill the night of the New Year's Eve event. And we were shuttling from the school and bringing them over and neither parking lot was full.
I know in one of the emails it was mentioned that if this event would be canceled, and it has to do with more than just attendance and weather. It's also the financing.
Right.
Okay.
And Jackie's not here to speak on that part, but I think they sent out an email regarding that.
Now, one of the things I liked was the idea of, after our tree was lit, for our Christmas tree lighting, to do a set of fireworks. I think that would be good, and I would like to see the New Year's Eve canceled. It's a lot on the employees with back-to-back events like that. That's just my opinion. So,
We've sent,
If I may just, I'm sorry, I just want to say in regards to the financing, because I asked Jody that specifically, and he responded, I believe on October 22nd, that it was not a finance issue.
the wording that I got from, and Melissa can elaborate on it too, from Jackie, was that our hotel motel income is every year decreasing. It's not increasing, it's decreasing. But our rate of still having the events are maintaining the same. So we do not have the ability to have that extra cushion like we used to have in our hotel motel, because those funds can also be used to be moved over for us to the general fund. So if we had something that we needed to do with those funds, we could move it from the hotel motel to general fund. And because those funds are decreasing, we don't have that cushion that we had before. Everybody keeps saying that they would like for us to have more events. This is a $25,000 to $30,000 event that could easily be redistributed over several other events. We don't have anything currently in the spring. I think we could piggyback and make the PDs a bigger event for our trunk or treat tour, where we can compete more with Paulding County with the trunk or treat side of it and stuff like that. There's just a lot of, like I had said originally, it's a hit or miss when you start a new type of an event, and the caliber of events that we host with our Red, White, and Boom and our Christmas tree, we can still just minimize our advertisement, and we would still have people coming to those events. And the way we pushed last year's event for the New Year's Eve, I really thought we would have a larger attendance, and it just didn't pan out.
Can I ask, when we adopted the calendar for the events, is there a reason this wasn't brought up at that point?
There was hope that when the sponsorship funds would be sent out, that we would receive sponsorship funds. Mr. Bidell asked me earlier today to give her an idea of sponsorships, and so I ran just for comparison, the first year we did the New Year's Eve event was in 2023, and we actually received $3,500 in sponsors just for that New Year's Eve event. And that was because we had the ability to receive funds from the assistance of Sandy, I don't want to mispronounce her last name, Caker.
Sandy Caker.
Yes. She was part of the original planning to host that event, and she went out and got all of those all the sponsorships except for 1,000 that I was able to get. The second year, we only received in 2024, we received Hardy Automotive sponsored us 2,000. But we had a carryover budget from the Christmas tree lighting of around 3,000 and something that helped put on last year's New Year's Eve event.
It's also timing, because I think the event calendar was adopted prior to the budget discussions
Right.
too.
I went out
That
to,
plays a part.
Yeah, because we have to get our 4th of July date scheduled, which was before budget.
I
which was in
actually
May.
went to 7 different businesses to ask for sponsorships.
And one
Could
of the-
not get any of them. We didn't put it in the budget, Doris, I'm sorry.
Yeah, and I sent it out for the New Year's Eve even earlier this year than I've ever sent it out, because I sent it out with the other events requesting sponsorships. And the ones that even agreed to sponsor the tree lighting said they couldn't do nothing for the New Year's Eve event.
And part of the problem is private businesses don't operate on a fiscal year like we do.
Yeah.
Their fiscal year ends 12/31. So what they have available, they may have already given out over the course of the year. So I have a question. Have you ever thought about shortening the event to like the Christmas tree lighting? Say 5 to 9, and do the fireworks at 8 o'clock?
Before the tree lighting?
No, for New Year's Eve.
Oh, New Year's Eve.
Because after the fireworks, 80% of the people that are there are going to leave.
Right.
But 5 o'clock.
But we are still a business during that day, because this is, like I said, the one event that is constantly rotating from the first year we did it, it was fantastic because it was on a Sunday.
Right.
And it worked out perfect because Monday was a holiday for us. The last year, it was on I think a Monday evening, and Tuesday was our holiday. This year, it's on Wednesday evening. it's still a business day. So if we're hosting, we're pulling our Public Works Department, our PD. I had McLeod send out to all of the PD just to see who would be able to work a New Year's Eve event, because their maximum hours they're allowed to work is 16 hours per shift before they're required to have their 8 hours sleep. And we had 4 confirmed and 1 possibly.
Well, we have the same problem with 4th of July,
We could,
because
yeah,
it changes every year.
right. And we knew that these
Well,
dates
no,
were going to be
we scheduled the
consistent.
4th of July event. We
It's
scheduled
not
that.
always on the 4th.
Right, we never have done it on the 4th. We always
Right.
schedule it on a Saturday.
So if we
However,
want to continue this, we need to look at how we can shorten the program
5 is too early.
and not involve as many people.
And bring OPA in, I would say, to assist.
They have offered their services to offset the cost of marketing. But what they need is a timeline so we can maximize. Now, we continue to say how successful the Christmas event is. How many years have we had Christmas event?
Gee.
So we built it out.
18 or 19.
Okay, so it doesn't start big, it starts somewhere. And our job is to maximize that and this is an opportunity for us, considering that 2 years ago, when we jumped into this 2 weeks prior and just put it together, we knew that New Year's would alternate. We knew that date was going to be the same date. We knew it was going to change.
I don't think at that time we also knew it was going to be a continuous year thing.
So did we do it only because the chamber issue? Is that why we jumped into it?
I'm not
Or
privy
did
to
we
the
do it for the people or for political reasons?
I was not a part of that. I was just asked to help
Okay,
organize it.
because Dallas took away their membership from the Chamber of Commerce, then they decided not to do the New Year's, then we decided 2 weeks prior to the New Year's to do it. So did we do it for the right reason, or did we do it because we want?
I think we did it.
But now that, yeah, but we.
No, I think we did it because there wasn't going to be an event somewhere.
And there's not going to be an event somewhere this year, or next year, or the year after.
I don't know if Dallas is having.
Well, we shouldn't base it off of Dallas. These are our folks and our opportunity to spotlight and promote tourism. Now, the tourism dollars, the 60% that we keep from the stays at our hotels, those dollars are supposed to be used to promote tourism. We offset our budget by those funds. Is it the right thing to do? It's the thing that we've been doing. However, we have two events for the year. One additional event, and I understand, we budgeted for it. However, sponsorships, okay, we got $3,500 the first year. Sandy Caker, thank you, Post 2 Commissioner, I think. $2,000 for year 2. We received emails, I believe, in September asking for, and it was an option.
An email to you
Yeah.
for assistance in getting sponsorship.
And that's
for the tree
September.
lighting. And, because I said I sent them out earlier, trying to recruit more sponsorships at an early.
I understand, but that's September. And what you made sense, you said the fiscal year for most businesses end December. So if we started a timeline, say, hey, January, folks, we need to get started on our sponsorship efforts. Because if we wait to the end of the year, they've already allocated those dollars. So if we start and create a timeline, hey,
You
this
as
is
a
the first set.
council are totally capable of doing that the first of the year.
We have an event planner, that's you.
No, I am an HR, I'm
Oh,
a
she's not
utility
our
billing
event planner?
supervisor, and I handle the events.
Oh,
If I
so you
was an
do
event
handle the events.
coordinator, then
We
I
can
would be paid as an
assist.
event
And I'm not trying to offend you. I'm just speaking
You
truth.
are.
I apologize if I'm offending you. What I'm saying is, if we create a timeline, we can make it happen. It doesn't have to always be one person. We can assist with those efforts, but if we have a strategy and calculate, okay, hey, these are the folks that normally sponsor this event. All right, Kathy, when do you think we should reach out to them? Okay, the next event. All right, let's use some other businesses in our city. When do we think that would be a great time? You provide a timeline, we'll go about and we'll support you because we're supporting our city. And then we'll do, of course, businesses are not going to want to get hit up twice in the same month to get Christmas money and New Year's money. But think about the value that it brings to our folks. That's less people traveling outside over county lines for us. Our folks get to stay home and won't have to travel. It's one of the busiest, so many car accidents out there. We could stay here. I think we should maximize it. It was budgeted for. We have Old Town Hiram Business Association that's willing to take on all of the expenses when it comes to marketing, the apparel, the swag that was mentioned in the budget. That's it was eating up our budget. We can alleviate those funds.
We've not paid for those things for the last several years when they've been helping us. Since OFBA was developed, they have handled our signage and our billboards and movie
So where's that
theaters.
money going to? Because Jody, our city manager, said that the budget, you have the budget there?
We can cover the expense of the New Year's Eve event. That's the email.
Okay,
that
and
he
then
sent.
within one of those emails, it was a long thread, but within that email, it was, this is what we have to budget for, and it said marketing and swag. If that's not the case we were doing, I don't know why we're budgeting for, so if those things were provided free at cost.
No, he was talking about additional outside of the events, like the cups, the City of Hiram cups that we ordered.
Right, so that's an
Those
expense.
items.
Exactly.
Those-
They
that's
could take
outside
on
of
that.
the events.
Right.
One at a time.
So here's
You're
the-
talking over one another.
Here's the cup. And if it's not it's a promotional item. So that cup, whether any time of the year, could be purchased by the funds that Old Town Hiram Business Association is receiving. That way, it's continuing to promote our city. So we could take that, no?
I don't think,
They buy stuff
for the events, they can only be purchased.
First of all, the hotel motel money, 40% has to be given away to a 501c6, and we do that. The other 60% is kept by the city and goes into general funds. So we can use that money for whatever we needed to use it for. We try to earmark it for these special events, but if it's needed for something else, we have the ability to use that money for something else. So it's not just specifically earmarked for tourism events.
I believe that's what I said. I said that. I said, we can use it the way we want, but it is meant for promoting our city. But either way, I stand that we should keep this on for our folks. And if we
I
could
would
do
say
stuff-
at least for this year, if we want to make changes moving forward, that's another discussion, but we're so close. I don't understand why we would cancel it at the last minute when we have the funds according to the city manager.
Bob?
I say we go forward with it.
Doris?
I'm going to be neutral on it because I think we should not, because I even left after the fireworks. I wasn't there. And for 50 people to stay around and watch a $15,000 fireworks show, I think is a waste of the city money. I'd rather see it on Christmas tree lighting.
How about we do this? How about instead of 2 shows?
Were you still there at midnight?
No, I
Were
wasn't.
you there at midnight?
No.
Oh, yeah.
I know you
But
were. Bob, I know you were.
But I was there the
I
first
wasn't.
half. I was there the first half.
So could we not consider?
When your
instead of-
council doesn't even stay and watch them
No, I
till
stayed on.
midnight. I know you were, but the rest of us
I don't think,
left.
okay, and that's okay, but it's not for us, it's for the people that live
There
here.
were only 50 people left.
Because we have to build it out. Think about how the Christmas tree started. Think about red, white, and bloom. Things don't just grow. Think about a garden.
And that
You put a
Christmas
seed,
tree
it's not
lighting
gonna
has
grow.
always been
Day one, it started out good.
day one.
All right,
Okay,
so
so
Bob
then-
said that we should continue. I think we should continue. Doris, no.
I
But
told
no,
you no.
about the fireworks, what you said, we have 2 fireworks shows. You said 15,000. Maybe cut the cost into 1 fireworks show. Like what you're saying.
And do it earlier in the night so the kids can see it.
And then everybody's gonna leave.
And if everybody leaves, you shut down.
And we can't do it too early because we have to consider the staff. And as far as
Right.
policing,
So-
we can always, if our police officers are, this is not mandatory, right? No. Participation for overtime, is that mandatory? It's not overtime. But if you guys didn't want to do it, could we source it out to Dallas or other local law enforcement agencies? Can
I'm
we not?
sorry, I just think that's,
That'll be too expensive.
No, that's not, I thought that's what we do.
that's not free.
I saw, no, I didn't say it was free. I'm not assuming it's free.
Possible, but it'd be more expensive.
Okay, to be more expensive. So our other city-sponsored events, do we not have other officers from other agencies? No, oh, no, okay.
The last couple of years, we haven't had to ask for outside help. because
Okay,
We were understaffed before.
okay.
So we took the poll with McLeod, and we asked who would voluntarily want to work this event?
Mhm.
And we got 4 yeses and 1 maybe.
Okay.
How many?
4 yeses that they are willing to work the event.
Out of
and
how,
1 maybe.
out of how many officers?
This is the entire department.
36, 35.
Okay.
How many do we need? You're right, just curious. I don't know.
If it rains, you need more.
Sorry.
Right. 10,000 people show up, you need everybody. You don't really know until you have the event.
Gotcha. How many did we have last year?
I don't recall the numbers, I don't recall. Do you recall how many we had last year?
I want to say we had probably 20.
Yeah, I'd say between
Between
15 and 20.
because they came in shifts last year because of having to work, and so we had some come in or start out, and then they left, and then, their shift for night, and others came in, so they rotated.
Excuse me, can I ask, or just say something as a concerned citizen listening to this? First of all, I didn't realize that the fireworks cost that much. Second, you can't compare New Year's Eve to any other event because of the time. Because any other event that you have a Grace Miller anywhere, you're usually done by 8, 9 o'clock. And that's what this community is used to. They go out, do something by 9 o'clock, everybody's going home. You're talking midnight. You're talking keeping people up till midnight. When we've had the vendors here, people aren't staying. I understand your points, like it's for the city. There's a lot of towns around that do that do New Year's Eve. They do fireworks. To be honest, I'm looking at it as that $20,000 that you spend on fireworks, you could do another 4 events during the year, easily. You could do a bluegrass festival, you could do a rib festival, you could do a jazz festival, you could do a whole lot of other things during the year for that one night. And that one night when, even if you have the vendors here, this community is not hanging out. These are not late night people, for lack of a better term. They just aren't. At 9 o'clock, they're going
Which is
home.
why Bob said shorten it.
Yeah,
So-
you did.
Yeah.
But even if you shorten it, okay, you shorten it
And do
to,
one fireworks.
Yeah, but then it's not a New Year's Eve event.
yeah. The thing about New Year's Eve,
is
you're right,
when
it's
the
that
ball
countdown.
drops at midnight.
It's that countdown. There are other cities, I mean, we think about New York City. I've been to New York City's fireworks, New Year's Eve. It's overblown. But anyway, if we had like something that was dropping.
We did one year, the first year.
See, other cities that have that, they have it every year. So everybody knows it's the acorn or the squirrel or whatever they're dropping.
Possum.
The possum, yeah.
Possum drop in Tallapoosa.
But whatever they're dropping, everybody's used to it. Hiram doesn't have that history yet. But to build it, it's going to be very expensive. I mean, doing something, first of all, finding something, you got to build a tower every year to drop it on. But building that in. But the reality, this community is not a late night community. As much as we might want it to be for this one event, it really isn't. So yeah, you'd have to do it at 9 o'clock or 8 o'clock, which is, people are gonna say that's kind of dumb. It's like, so, but I'm just thinking, if you're spending that kind of money, you could do another 4 events during the year and make money on them.
Tyrone, and at our Christmas tree lighting, by 10 o'clock, everybody's gone.
Right, they come out, light the tree, okay, let me go home. Honestly, it's cold out here. I mean, so that, I'm sorry, that was just my 2 cents to listen to it. You could take that, I feel like that's some money that could better be used
elsewhere.
And other things that would help bring more people into the city on a regular basis.
Thank you, Tyrone.
Sorry, go ahead.
I think it was 4 in favor. Was it 4?
We're not taking a vote.
Oh, no, I thought, I thought like, so it's not new business next Wednesday. So if we have a consensus.
That has to be all 5.
All 5 of us. Doris.
Otherwise, it's new business.
I'm sorry.
How about one fire show? Save 15,000.
It's not going to change the cost of the fireworks.
Yeah, but she could get what she wants because
No,
we
but
can shift.
we're already
Hold
under
on, wait,
contract.
I'm not done. I was
We're
done.
already under contract for the fireworks.
Correct, I understand that, 2 per year, which means we could shift one over for Christmas that you wanted with the tree
No.
lighting. We keep both those.
No.
No?
Kathy, please
That's what I thought you
explain that.
explained to me at the chili cook-off.
No, what I was saying was, if we did not have a New Year's Eve event, we could move that fireworks show to the Christmas tree event show. They take the one show that normally is like a 15-minute show, and they split it up into like a 5.5-minute show, and then like almost 8 to 9 minute show. So we get the 2 separate
I
events.
see.
So the cost is for the one show, they just shoot part of it at one time and then part of it at the other time.
But they wouldn't go
Separate.
for it. They
won't
wouldn't,
split
they
it.
wouldn't split it for
I
Christmas
see.
and New Year's.
I thought that's what you
And
were
the
saying. I
cost
was
on
like,
the
that's
actual
easy.
fireworks is under 10,000, about 10,000,
Gotcha.
just for
Okay.
fireworks. It's the other stuff that we have to
Yeah.
have,
Christmas.
sound, light, you have sound and light, whatever entertainment, plus, the cost of employees working and that kind of stuff.
Gotcha. Okay. I get it. Thank you.
All I was going to add is that obviously we're all passionate and I think it can get charged, but ultimately staff would like every one of you to know that it is our job to provide you with the information and for you all to make the decision. So if you think that we're one way or the other, we're not. We have an opinion one way or the other, and then provide you with that information to make that decision, which included some of the good ideas Kathy had about shifting those fireworks to Christmas, giving Christmas almost a new breath, and liven it up. The one in the spring, we've heard a lot of folks complain about wanting Old Town Hiram days back downtown on the streets. So just wanted to put that out there, I guess.
So why don't we put this on for next Tuesday, new business? Thank you.
Done.
Okay, let's review the consent agenda.
Item number 2, which is the rental, is consent. Just want to review the details. It's a $500 usage fee, and everything else should stay the same as the nonprofits, which is permission from council, the usage contract stays the same, and then the special event permit. Let's see, item number 5, because there's no action on 3 or 4, because you've already taken the action on number 4. Item number 5, because it's zoning related, would be new business. Item number 6, which is the contractor for the sewer, is consent. Item number 7, the less lethal launchers and ammunition, consent. The council meeting calendar, consent. Alcohol ordinance amendments, new business. And the New Year's Eve block party event, new business.
I do want to go back to item 5, the annexation. Is there, if that's not set for zoning, we need to look at that as a staff, because unless there's we don't want to annex the property in, and I just want to make sure the zoning hearings are all ready to go on that. I don't know if Cliff is still here.
It's not here.
Okay.
Are you talking about on the Nebo property?
Yeah, you've not had, I understand. I don't think has there been a public hearing on that yet?
November the 18th. I have a
Okay.
meeting with the county November the 18th.
All right, that cannot be up for annexation consideration. Otherwise, if you approved annexation, you would have an unzoned property in your city. All right, that needs to be done in conjunction with your zoning hearings.
So I'll put not yet on that one.
Okay.
And then I would mention too with the New Year's Eve block party, if you guys want to change it from what it has been to the shortened one or one fireworks, that sort of thing, make sure that's in your motion so that it is clear to us what's to be done. That's it.
Thank you.
Okay. November 5th would be the next regular session meeting.
Wednesday.
Wednesday. Because Tuesday is election day, so Wednesday will be the meeting next week. November 6th, we're having a Veterans Day event at the Hiram Veterans Memorial at 10 a.m. Hiram Elementary School will be performing there. November the 11th, Veterans Park, 11 a.m. The American Legion will be holding their veterans event. Veterans Day, November 11th, at 2:30 p.m., Hiram High School ROTC will be holding their event.
What time at Veterans Park on the 11th?
10 a.m.
10 a.m.
on the 6th.
No,
On
November 11th.
It's 11 a.m.
11, thank you.
Derek, you got anything?
Say that again about the park, it's a Veterans Park?
November 6th at our park
Okay.
at 10 a.m. November 11th
County.
at the county park.
Okay.
And at 2:30 over at Hiram High School, the ROTC does their event.
When is employee Thanksgiving again? November what? Yeah. 17. Okay. And that's at 11:30? 12 to 2.
November 17th
It's the 19th, yeah,
Okay, thank you.
12 o'clock.
12 to 2.
You can have two of them. No, I'm kidding.
Derek? Melissa?
Yeah, just wanted to thank the police department and Clifford McGrady for doing what you guys do for Faith in Blue. It was amazing. And just want to go on record and say thank you to Ms. Cowan for providing the volunteer students from the Beta Club. They were really helpful. And thanks to our police.
Doris?
No.
Tiffany?
Thank you all for being here and sticking around this evening and contributing to our conversation.
Bob?
No.
Melissa?
Yes, I did want to mention Daybright, their grand opening is tomorrow. That is the new concept coffee and food from Chick-fil-A at the old Chick-fil-A location.
And I noticed their sign today says their
11:30.
Their actual opening is on the 30th.
Right.
So the next day.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
it's
But tomorrow is their ribbon cutting.
Ribbon
and
cutting,
it's
no.
at,
11:30, Mayor said.
11:30.
oh, okay, thank you. You faster than me?
They are actually a division of Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A. It's a pilot program. If it works out, they may look at doing it in other locations around the country, but right now Hiram is the pilot area.
Pretty cool.
Okay. May I have a motion on item number 11?
I'll second.
All in favor?